Why do they want to get all of mankind trapped into an electronic or digital monetary system where all your money will be inside a bank account? There'll be no more paper money, it'll be phased out. In fact, mankind will itself phase it out easily because most people will be brainwashed into believing that the cashless world is a better world. Digital money, electronic money, and you pay all your bills with your plastic. I was somewhere yesterday and I noticed that everybody in front of me, they were all paying their bills with a plastic. Yes, so I'm out of step with the times. Yes, the young people don't want paper anymore. So all of mankind are going to be brainwashed into believing that a cashless world is an advanced world, it's a better world. So they don't have to fight with you to get you to embrace the electronic and digital money. You will yourself do it. That's the brilliance of Dajjal. Of course it is Dajjal who is doing this. Of course it is Dajjal because he wants to rule the world. Dajjal being the Antichrist. Every Christian knows him. He wants to rule the world. And one of the most effective ways in which he can achieve that goal is by ruling the world of money. And he wants you to worship him instead of worshipping Allah. And I remember once the late Dr. Israr Ahmad, may Allah have mercy on his soul, he was a great scholar and I have tremendous respect for Dr. Israr Ahmad. I remember once Dr. Israr Ahmad saying to me, Dajjal wants people to worship him instead of Allah. The next question is, it's from Australia. Beside gold and silver, can we use Bitcoin? It's an online currency system and it exists separately from the Zionist-controlled banking system. Australia, my answer is stay away from all money which has no intrinsic value. What is the meaning of intrinsic? It's an English word which is seldom used, so there might be some who might not know the meaning of the word intrinsic. Stay away from all money in which the value of the money is not inside the money. No. If the value of the money is inside the money, then that is halal money, that is valid money. But if the value of the money is fictitious, it is not, once it is not inside the money, it's fictitious. It must be value which is inside the money, because whatever is outside the money can be manipulated. Yes, have you ever heard about insider trading? The value that is outside of the money can be changed, as constantly changing, constantly changing. The government of the United States of America changed the value of gold. In 1930, what? 30, was it 31? 33. In 1933, April 1933, the US government made it prohibited for anyone to keep gold in the United States. You gotta give the gold to the Federal Reserve Bank. And if you did not do it by the 1st of March, you could go to jail. 10 years in jail. That's a long time. Is it 10 years? Let me see. Yes, 10 years in jail, 10 years imprisonment, or $10,000 fine. That's a long time in jail, 10 years. If they changed the price of gold, made it $35 an ounce. So the people lost 40% of their wealth. The US government stole like a thief. We should cut off your hand for that. Stole 40% of the wealth of the people by simply changing the value of the paper money. But I have another question to ask today. Why did the US government ask that the money be given to the Federal Reserve? Is the Federal Reserve Bank owned by the US government? Huh? Is that a relevant question? No. The Federal Reserve Bank is not owned by the US government. The Federal Reserve Bank is a privately owned bank. Yes. Privately owned bank, controlled by the Rothschild family, a Jewish banking family. That's right. Why did the US government demand that all the people of the United States must make the Federal Reserve Bank of the United States owned privately to get 40% of the wealth of the people? Become 40% of the wealth of all of the Americans now have gone to these people who own the bank? Is that just? Or is it unjust? It's wholesale robbery. That's of those who can change the value of the money and cause it to constantly lose value. And as the money loses value, you're going to have negotiations with the government for new salary increases and back pay and all of this nonsense, because the money is losing value all the time. And as the money loses value, there is a massive transfer of wealth. They are ripping off the rest of mankind. Africa today is miserably poor thanks to them. But Bitcoins do not have intrinsic value.